Tens of thousands of people filled the seats inside Arizona's State Farm Stadium, gathering today to remember conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
Because today, America is a nation in grief, a nation in shock, and a nation in mourning. Less than 2 weeks ago, our country was robbed of one of the brightest lights of our times, a giant of his generation, and above all, a devoted husband, father, son, Christian, and patriot.
U.S. President Donald Trump spoke for more than half an hour, praising Charlie Kirk as a great American hero and a martyr. Trump also credited Kirk with playing a pivotal role in his 2024 election victory. Vice President J.D. Vance, along with several other members of the Trump administration, also speaking, and Kirk's widow, Erica, shared her own address today amid her grief.
Because today, America is a nation in grief, a nation in shock, and a nation in mourning. Less than 2 weeks ago, our country was robbed of one of the brightest lights.
One moment, Charlie was doing what he loved, arguing and debating on campus, fighting for the gospel in front of a big crowd. And then he blinked. He blinked and saw his Savior in paradise.
The tens of thousands of mourners began lining up outside before dawn in order to secure a spot in the stadium that seats more than 63,000.
Charlie Kirk is a huge, impactful figure. I think that this is going to change things, and I think he made such a difference. I don't think people realize how important he is to us, or was to us. So I don't think people realize the impact that he made and how his loss has affected people. I've been crying for a week, and I never met him, and I feel like I lost my brother.
Well, joining us now for some more analysis is political commentator Avis Jones-Deweever. Avis, it's good to have you with us. First of all, I wanted to ask you what the political significance is of U.S. President Trump himself being at this memorial and so many members of the administration.
Yeah, well, it shows that this is a person who that administration wants to show a level of significant respect and depth. It is someone that the president himself wanted to be able to speak during his proceedings. It is a moment in which he wanted to recognize a murder and be someone who could speak on behalf of that life in some way. However, he's also sort of wove into his comments certain political tone that they have, as an administration, leaned into quite significantly over the past several days as a reaction, I believe, intertwined with this death.
And quite a lengthy tribute as well from the U.S. president. Your thoughts on the tone that message took?
You know, I wish he would have taken the tact of taking a tone that was bringing the country together. I wish he would have recognized that this is one of several violent acts that we've seen in recent months, and others have also led to deaths, like the deaths of the Minnesotan politician and her husband, who was just killed a couple of months ago, like the governor of Pennsylvania, who saw his mansion set on fire in an attempt to try to kill him. And so these are also violent acts. However, those are acts that he had no desire to even recognize significantly. So I wish that he would have shown that this is a problem in America writ large, and it is a moment in which we need to start to scale down the rhetoric and look to bring the nation together versus leaning into it with vitriolic rhetoric and appeals towards division, which oftentimes, unfortunately, is the knee-jerk reaction of this administration.
And Avis, does this move the needle anywhere at all on Trump's relations with political figures who disagree with Charlie Kirk's stance on any number of issues?
I don't think it moves the needle. I mean, I don't think it moves the needle at all. when he says things in his remarks like he hates his opponents, and he was gracious enough at least to say that he didn't believe that Charlie hated his opponents, but he says, I hate my opponents. This is not the moment to be expressing hate. This is the last moment in which someone needs to, especially someone in leadership, needs to be expressing hate. This is a moment in which a responsible leader would seek to bring the country together. A responsible leader would not seek to fan the flames of division. And though obviously I personally soundly disagree with a number of the statements that Charlie Kirk made in life, I think we can all agree that no one should be murdered. Like, murder is wrong. And I don't understand how the President of the United States can't have a political view that might be different from others, but at the same time understand that Charlie's life was no more precious, okay, than the Minnesota politician who was murdered that he even refused to acknowledge. And that is a problem. Until we get to a point in this nation where there is an adult in leadership that seeks to bring the country together instead of fan the flames of division, and use those, honestly, for his own political benefit, we are going to be a long way from the type of unity that we need to be in this nation in order to move forward in a productive and powerful way.
Political commentator Avis Jones-Deweever, appreciate your time with some analysis tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.